Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Hunter board, an electric skateboard made from high-grade aluminum, gets up to 34 miles per hour, and features a unique quadruple shock suspension for a comfortable ride both on the street and off-road. Hunter Boards has spent years designing and developing their Hunter board, making them in limited batches of their first boards. They sent us one so we could put it to the test and see how it stacks up. Alright, let's get into it. Taking a look at shipping and packaging, the board comes packaged in a Pelican-style protective case with padded foam inserts, with a remote and charger. We think the case is a little bit overkill, but it's a nice touch nonetheless, and it's great if you intend to travel with the board and keep it super protected. Looking at design, the board weighs 20 pounds and is made from 775 T6 premium space-grade aluminum, which makes it super light and impressively strong. That type of aluminum is usually used in aircraft and rocket parts. It's also very resistant to corrosion, so you shouldn't worry about your board getting wet or damaged in the long run. Hunter Boards has invested into their own warehouse and factory for manufacturing of the board, with high-end CNC machines required to mill out each board. The truck design is very unique and one that you don't typically see on skateboards. Hunter came up with an innovative way to add suspension into the trucks. With dual spring arms, it gives it a ton of clearance while adding a ton of cushion to the ride. You can also fine-tune the trucks by adjusting the steering rod, which makes it either more agile at slow speeds or more stable at higher speeds. You also have the ability to tighten or loosen the bushings on the front or back as well. The board also features two direct drive hub motors that output 3,600 watts of power and a 333 watt-hour removable battery. The battery is also housed in an aluminum case, which is locked in using two custom screws that you can unscrew using the bottom of the remote. It's a clever design, so you always have the right tool on you. However, we did notice that the grip tape scratches the bottom of the remote very quickly. Also, right now, there's no way to plug the board in without removing the battery. But Hunter Boards has informed us that future iterations will have a charge port on the board to give you the option to charge the battery on the board. Riding the Hunter board, you have 5 different throttle modes to choose from: soft, cruising, rain, sport, and custom, with a top speed that can get up to 34 miles per hour. And the throttle on the remote has a nice ramp up and down that won't throw you off the board if you accelerate or brake too quickly. The remote will also show you the battery life of the board and the remote, as well as your current trip distance and current speed. Going into the menu, you use the wheel to navigate, and you can change settings like distance from kilometers to miles, adjust your throttle from forward to backwards, set your current wheel diameter, and even fine-tune custom settings for your acceleration, brake, and power curve. Though the remote doesn't have a safety trigger, and since we're familiar with other boards like Boosted, we would prefer that it had one. But the power curve and braking does feel very smooth, and combined with the powerful hub motor, it's all very intuitive to customize the settings that are more comfortable to each rider. Though we were also surprised to see that the remote doesn't include a strap, but Hunter Boards do say that they'll be adding a strap to the remote for future iterations. This is also one of the only electric skateboards we've run into that features full dual suspension on both the front and rear trucks of the board, providing for a super smooth ride. And these shocks work extremely well to absorb everything you run into. On the street, the clearance of the trucks and suspension allows you to clear off curbs, and hitting potholes feels like they're barely there, so you'll never be fazed by any bumps or cracks. Taking the board off-road, the suspension handles just as well against rocks and tree roots, and we were pleasantly surprised with the amount of traction we were actually able to get. The Hunter board is equipped with solid rubber wheels that aren't necessarily made for off-road, but it still handles surprisingly well. And Hunter told us that they are working on more wheel options with bigger sizes and even air-filled tires, so we're looking forward to getting those for off-roading. In its current state, the wheels work great for hard-packed dirt trails, and when carving off-road, it almost feels like you're riding a snowboard through the trails. We did have some trouble when it came to hitting sections of path with lots of pebbles and did spin out a couple of times. But overall, we had a pretty great time riding off-road. One aspect we are wondering about is how durable the trucks will be in the long term. With all the different components in there, they will start to wear and tear, just like a car suspension. And when riding off-road, you will get debris and rocks that might do some damage. Finally, looking at price and warranty. The board currently retails for $2,099, and Hunter offers a 30-day risk-free trial period where you can send the board back for a full refund. They also offer a 2-year warranty and will offer replacement parts, as well as a private WhatsApp number that buyers can reach out to for any support or questions. Overall, we think the Hunter board is a powerful and impressive first iteration of an electric board with plenty of features for a variety of riders. With future improvements soon to come, we're already super impressed with what Hunter has put out for the world of electric mobility. Alright, that's it for now. Next, be sure to check out some of our reviews for other electric mobility and tech gadgets.